Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. So today we are here in a new series and it's going to be called Can We Survive Mars? Right, so this new series will have a bit of a twist, and that is adding a bunch of NPC mods, surface occupations, sort of installations, abandoned settlements, things like that. And very more importantly, we have the Eat, Drink, Sleep mod on along with Plant and Cook and Earth-like animals, but I put a whole bunch of mods together and I was just hoping that they work. I did a few tests. It seemed like it worked okay for the most part. So we're just gonna run the series, see how it works. If it's something's broken, we'll adjust as we go. But that's the plan for this series today. Of course, the first thing to do is always go into your seat, grab what you can, your weapons. Looks like I got some food here, emergency rations, sparkling water, clan cola, some Lies chips, nice little twist there, and the data pad. Alright, so we're gonna go to the data pad. Let's get this GPS marker on. Let's see, let's get this active. So that is, oh, how'd I end up on top? That is going to be a CLSB station, 61 kilometers away. Fun. That's pretty far. Alright, so let's just jump into the server settings really quickly. Alright, so Surviving Mars, Can We Survive is going to be... Alright, so Can We Survive Mars, name and title, a little bit different here in the save. It's a survival game mode, offline. I could put it online for additional cameras, but I'm gonna leave it offline for now, just to make sure the mods work. And we added a slew of mods here. And this is the list that I have that's active for the most part. We have Earth-like animals just so we get meat. Basically, hopefully it works out. If not, we have wolves and spiders enabled in the advanced options we will see in a second. We have Plant and Cook that works well with the Eat, Drink, Sleep mod right here. Or Eat, Drink, Sleep, Repeat. Where you can cook various foods and plant stuff, things like that. So it's pretty interesting and fun. Ultimate small grid conversion pack, so it turns large items that doesn't have small grid versions into a small grid version. Probably won't use too much of that, but it's just for design purposes. I'm thinking about it, but I just left it here for now. We had the HUD compass, we had the HUD modern and fancy color, text HUD API. As I mentioned, Eat, Drink, Sleep, Repeat. Easy inventory. I know there's no point of using easy inventory because we already have build planner, but I like easy inventory with the combination of build planner because I can use different shortcuts to manipulate moving items around and building items. So it just makes it a lot easier that way. But build vision, we have camera panning, as I mentioned before, abandoned settlements, surface occupation, air traffic, corruption, PvE combats, reverse terror diverse, NPC weapon upgrades, assertive installation, modular encounter spawner, which is kind of like the base of all the NPCs or PvE pieces, and of course we have a bit of a bullet trail system here. From what I've seen, I think assertive installation might not be working. I don't know. We'll find out on our own here. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we sub to, so we could always plug some in if necessary, but I know some of these mods do need to be set in a specific order in order for them to work correctly. But it's a good number of mods, and there's a chance that some of these aren't going to work. Alright, so next we're going to look at the advanced options. I'm going to leave the character inventory size kind of the default. I do kind of prefer 5 or 10, but I'll leave it as default for this series. And then you have the realistic block inventory size. I usually leave that. I never really touch any of these either, to be honest. And we can just jump down towards the bottom. I increased the max objects because that is kind of whatever's laying on the floor, like ores and stuff like that, which I should have done in one of my time-lapse series, the Surviving Europa, but I never did, so I lost a lot of ore. But yep, time to change that aspect of it. We have the default block limits. We could just disable that if anything, if we have to, but I don't imagining making something that big in this series. Aside from the default, I unchecked auto healing. Not a big fan of the auto healing. I checked off enable spectator, so we can do spectator mode for multiple purposes, like sceneries, different viewpoints, things like that. So nothing too crazy. I unchecked cargo ships and random encounters because I think the modular encounter spawner takes care of that stuff here. So it's better to turn them off. I believe. I can't 100% confirm that, but we're going to try it out anyways. We're going to have in-game scripts on right here as well. And going down, I think we just turn off enable auto respawn is another one. And we're going to enable friendly missile damage. That is the aspect of you shooting a missile and you go faster to it and you can hit yourself. It will blow it up. So I tested it before. It actually does work. Also enabled wolves, spiders, just to get the animals out so we can get meat and everything like that for the plant and cook part of the mods. Enable drones is on. I think that's by default it's already on, so I'll leave that alone. And some things we can get rid of, unknown signals. I got rid of that. We don't necessarily chase for unknown signals to get parts and things like that. So I left that off just to see how it's going to work. I mean, not a really big difference because in the very beginning, I looked for unknown signals to get parts, but without it, it makes it a little harder. But towards the end, once I'm settled, I rarely get unknown signals because they're either too far or just out of the way. No point of getting there. And of course, most of our favorite is progression. I'm going to leave that on just to make it slightly harder. And we're also leaving weather on so we get lightning struck and everything like that. We're not doing auto aim assist in that sense. So that's pretty much it for the server settings. I hope everything works out in terms of the mod. The only thing I do hope that doesn't necessarily work in some way in faction is maybe the drones coming after us in the very beginning where we can't defend ourselves. Because then that's gonna kind of destroy the whole point of the series if that does happen. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that we can survive at least the initial part of the series and get kind of settled and then explore or defend ourselves in our base and so forth. So let's get started with, can we survive Mars? Alright, so now we got all that out of the way, all the back end stuff. Now we can get started with this series. So as you can see in the very beginning, never get a good start where we land and the landing gears don't lock. It just roll the respawn pod from that little bit of a hill. So I believe the case is because of a certain combination of mods or a certain mod is kind of doing that. By default with no mods, I never experienced that issue. But when I have mods on, I definitely experience that issue all the time. So kind of weird, but who knows what it is. It just could be just my luck. Alright, so I'm going to dismantle some landing gears first because I believe that's the first thing we need to kind of build to get our progression going. So let's just do that. And wow, this welder is so slow. It's been a while since I used a regular welder. Alright, so that's good. We already grabbed the stuff from the seat, I believe. Alright, that's good. And at this point, if we really wanted to, we can fly and look for ice. If you're in a different planet, maybe look for an ice lake. But Mars don't have an ice lake, I believe. Yeah, I don't think it does. And they do have snow or ice on surfaces, which I think I saw a bit while we were landing with the respawn pod. So I think right there, that looks like ice or snow. And there's a bit right here that I saw as well. So we're in a pretty good spot because we have a ton of ore surrounding us, and we have some ice. So ice is a good start for a lot of things, especially this whole eat, drink, sleep, repeat piece. Where am I going to put a base? I don't know yet. I kind of want to put it down there for whatever reasons, just to be on the safe side, so we can live on a bit of a crater here. That might be a fun little idea. So let's go explore what this is really quickly. So there's like a decent amount of space here that we can start building a bit of a base. This is iron, so that's even perfect. Okay, so the idea here now is to try to get this respawn pod. Oh, my fuel is low. And I just killed myself the first time already. Alright. So I don't know how I did that, but sure. I didn't grab my the H2 piece there, and I just kind of reduced my sleep, food, and water consumption already. So that's not good, but we do have our rations here. And not to be on the cheesy side, I'm gonna just leave these back here. Okay, so now looks like I lost a lot of my nutrition, my eat, drink, sleep, repeat pieces, survivability. So I need food and sleep and water fairly quickly now, since I kind of killed myself there. So what we can do now is either drink coffee or sit in a seat to kind of regain some sleep, I think. And it's gonna be a while till I get, you know, real sleep. So this is gonna be a problem. They just made this whole adventure a lot harder. But let's eat our emergency rations. Let's have some sparkling water, if that works. And I just took off my helmet somehow. Is it because I ate? Yeah, I think because I'm eating, I took off my helmet. So that's always fun. Alright, more emergency rations I think we need. Alright, so we're doing okay on food, but we need some water. And I can't drink the water. Why? So let me save myself from death. Alright, so let's see if I can drink the water now. I get the cola. Alright, I got some water in me now. Now the next thing is going to be some sleep, which we're not going to have too much of just yet because I can only sit, which is terrible. But we can sit here for a little bit. And like I said, we just made it harder because I just killed myself by running out of hydrogen for the jetpack. So that's a fun start, I guess. I'm just trying to save a little bit more of sleep here, get some more saved rations, so we can survive a little bit better. So we definitely need a airtight base quick. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm starting in Mars. Because you can't have your helmet off to get oxygen. You must have it on, and that's part of the challenge. I could have done it in any of the moons, but I want to start on a planet, and Mars seemed to be one of the best places to go. I did think about using on Triton or Pertam, but those are two planets where you can actually sit there and eat. No, sit there and take your helmet off, and you should be okay for oxygen. So we're not going to deal with that. Right, so in this part, we have some ice. What we can do is potentially make a gyro. Oh, can we make a gyro? That's the cheesy gyro because that's the part of the small grid conversion. So if we can make a gyro. Alright, so we need to make a remote control or something like that, or cockpit, just to get the gyroscope. We could think about making a cockpit. Can we make a cockpit? I think we can. Yeah, it looks like we can make a cockpit, and it's something we should probably think about using. So once again, as always, we have to remodify our respawn pod just a tiny bit, just to get that design that we need, or fit that we need. So we're gonna just take this apart. And this one's locked in as part of the seat. So we're gonna have to take that piece off. There we go. And take the seat off. Alright, so we have most parts that we might need. So we can connect everything here. And we gotta think about which cockpit we want to use. I'm using a cockpit because we can attach the cockpit, as you see here, the ports. We're gonna have to modify that one piece here, I think. We'll probably modify these two pieces to connect to one another. I think that's the best thing to do in this case. I do dislike this little lip here all the time because I'm trying to get inside and it's gonna be a little hard to do so. So let's get rid of that. Okay. I guess we're just gonna fly in a little bit. You really want to just jump in there. There we go. Perfect. We don't need this, so we can get the parts. There's a parachute hatch. We don't need the beacon, so we're gonna take that for parts. We can get rid of this here. And actually, yeah, we can get rid of this too. So we're gonna take that and put in some conveying parts. And it looks like we can't do so because we're not up to that progression yet, because we have to build something. Okay, so we could build the cheesy route, dismantle this a little bit, then weld it up. Alright, so then we can make our conveyor. And what I'm ideally going to do is these small conveyor blocks here, like so that everything's connected onto this base, the ship. Hopefully we have enough parts. I think we do. And we do. Alright. Now we can put the cockpit here. And I just remembered I need to equip my weapon, because we do have spiders activated here. Or wolves. I forget what's going to pop up in Mars. I think it's going to be spiders. Alright, so I have my weapon locked and loaded. I don't have a lot of ammo, so that's going to be a bit of a rough thing. And from here, what we can do is the cockpit. I think we're going to use this cockpit and just throw it in here like that. And we're going to call it a day from there. So we need a couple displays and computers, so that's not too bad. We can easily grab stone to get that. And I guess we can just make a little bit of a hole right here. And I can already see a lot of my stats are dropping pretty dramatically, especially sleep, because we're not gonna be able to get too much of that, but it's all right for now. Production, we're gonna queue up a whole bunch of stone or ingots or whatever the case is. I see a little ore just rolling down there. That's actually pretty funny. All right, so let's go grab some more. Is that the hole? No, this is the hole. We're gonna grab a lot of stone, and the best way to do that is to just dig downwards. So I do this a lot for whatever reason. It's just crouch and dig downwards in a circle until you make a pretty deep hole, and then inside you're just gonna go in a circle so that everything drops right where you want it to be. You can easily collect it. And unfortunately, I did keep it at that very limited personal space here. So we gotta run back and forth a lot just to get things done. Alright, so I think we said we needed about 5 displays and 15 computers. I'm just gonna queue up 20 of them. Let's see if we have enough to start making some of them. Alright, we do. That's perfect. Alright, 5 computer or displays, and we need the 15 computers. So that's gonna take some time to build out. So we're just gonna continue on and grab as much stone as possible, which is not too much. There we go. And it looks like we got our computers, so we're good right here. Perfect. So that's one part down. Second part is to get a gyroscope, which we could now make the regular one right here. And that's going to take one large steel tube, which we can't make. So that's going to have to come from somewhere. That's going to come from one of these atmospheric thrusters, or that's it. So we're in Mars, so there's a bit of gravity, so we can use the atmospheric thruster. So we technically could get rid of that guy there to get that large steel tube, which is the hydrogen thruster. I'm more inclined to just get rid of one of these guys for the time being, and potentially use that just in case if we need to. That would that be a good idea? Probably not the best idea, but we do need that gyroscope. So we're gonna put the gyroscope up here. So we're just gonna put a regular block. Hopefully I'm not gonna shoot anything. Okay, put the block here. We'll put the gyroscope right over here. And we still need a whole bunch of stuff. We need some motors, construction components, and steel plates. Right, so we probably have a decent amount of that stuff. A decent, not too much. We need one more motor and some steel plates. So we'll just do one motor, let's do 10 steel plates, and we should be good from there. And energy's running low, so I'm going to sit in the cockpit for a little bit, get some sleep if it works in the cockpit. And it doesn't seem like it works when you're in the cockpit, so that's going to be an issue. Should have grabbed my food. I think I only have one more left here, so we can eat here without dying. We could breathe here, so that's the best part. So that'll increase our food. We can drink some coffee. I think that's gonna help with the sleeping. I think we're still eating here, right? And we'll just have our coffee. Right click to consume. Oh, we got it here. There we go. Got some coffee in us. And did it do anything? Nope, it didn't do anything. So fun. So we gotta figure out the seat situation or bed situation pretty quickly. Alright, so we need to put some of these in our inventory for the time being. What did I say? We needed some motors. We have some steel plates. And more importantly, a large steel tube. So that's something we definitely need to have. And again, that's going to come from the thruster on the bottom, or that's going to come from one of these thrusters. Let's just try... I hate to do it, but we're going to grab it from one of these thrusters. Yeah, we're just going to do that. Here we go. We'll leave the rest of the parts there. And now we have a gyroscope. Perfect. So here is where we're going to be able to drive this thing, kind of. We're going to do it slowly. And drive it in there so we can park our system, or our ship, in that little crater so we can start making a base there. Did we have to do it? No, I just want my the survival kit to be a little bit closer, to be honest. Alright, so I hate that everything's hidden right here. So we're gonna do show. Yeah, show. I should have got rid of that timer block. We didn't need that. Alright, so all these are upwards. Perfect. Here we go. We should probably turn them on. We'll turn this on. The hydrogen thruster, what I'm gonna do is actually just gonna put it on my 2 bar here to toggle it on or off. We're not gonna use it now, but if we need to use it, we'll use it. And we'll toggle off the landing gear. Right, so we're gonna make our way down there, which is not the best idea, but it's probably gonna give us a little bit more protection, so we're gonna do that. Okay. So this is the plan, is to slowly drive it forward by leaning or pitching forward, and then we're gonna balance it out a little bit eventually, because all we have is upward thrusters. So we have to fix ourselves in a very peculiar way. We just gotta slow ourselves down by pitching upwards. So far so good. And then we're gonna hopefully have a decent soft landing, not a hard landing, when we do this. And we can kind of park ourselves right next to that iron deposit if we wanted to. So we're going on a very slow descent, which is perfect. I mean, I wouldn't want to do this any quicker than what it is now. So now I'm going to pitch up a little bit just to slow down our forward momentum. And start dropping and balance out a bit. And we should touch down on our landing gear right... Not yet. I just want to balance out a little bit more. Alright, we're gonna touch down. Can we lock in, please? There. We're good. Perfect. That's always the touchy part, but we're gonna take that off, and we're good. We're landed. We're in this crater. We got some protection. Got a whole bunch of space to work around if we are building a base here. So we can always start building that base right here. And what we're going to do is probably start with power. Power we're probably going to get from a turbine. Or maybe we'll plug in this rover, the ship here, into it. I don't know yet. So it looks like we're gonna have to grab... We can't do anything until we get an assembler to use that thing. So we're gonna have to find a spot to get stone. Actually, I should have parked myself a little bit closer. Actually, no, it's fine. I don't want to ruin the space that we have by making a hole, but then again, I can always cover it. So scratch that idea. We're gonna make a hole right here, right underneath our survival kit. So we're just gonna dig a hole. We'll cover this, or we could turn this into like the lower levels of the base, or whatever the case is. So, or a little hidey hole from from any NPCs or drones and things like that. So that might be an idea. All right, so I'm gonna gather as much stone as we possibly can here, of course. And sorry, it's a little dizzying, but this is the way I kind of drill initially, just to get a good, decent thing going on. Something just spawned, as usually with this mod, these mods and NPC mods, when it lags, something spawns, and I think it's that dropship. But that dropship shouldn't attack us, so we should be in good shape. It is looking like it's kind of flying close to me, but we should be okay for the most part. Alright, so we're running out of sleep, water, and food. It's less than 50% because we died earlier. So that's always that's going to be a bit of an issue, that we kind of have to hurry up and start building stuff quicker. And hopefully I should be able to build stuff quicker once I have the power, the assembler, and everything up as soon as possible. Alright, so we have pretty decent hoe. That's not too bad. So we're going to have to keep grabbing more and more so we can get ourselves situated in the beginning. Which, with space engineers, honestly, the very beginning is the funnest part to me, at least. And probably for a few of you guys too. Where it's just a fun little struggle in the beginning to get things going. Alright, so let's put these things here. We don't need to make a big platform yet. That should be more than enough for the time being. We do have animals coming. They might attack us, so it's better to build higher, and also weld these up. But we're gonna leave it for now. We should be able to defend ourselves a little bit with the pistol. If not, we always got a bit of a saw here. So that's gonna be a little hard to do, but it's what we have to do in that sense. So power, we need to make right, so we're just gonna put kind of like a turbine system right here, and we're gonna do 7 high. I think is the best way to do it. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, and I am gonna add a bit of a thing here. We can add more turbines in the future. So turbines we can make, perfect. And we just need to queue up these parts. We just need to get one for now. We don't need multiple just yet. And we'll just get this thing welded up. So we need a lot of stuff. Can we make a girder? We should be able to. Yes, we can. Perfect. So it just looks like we are out of stone. So this is the, tedious part of it. But once again, it is kind of the fun part to me, at least. Alright, so I got a decent hole to dig. So, nope. You know what? I've been right-clicking. I got a decent hole now from right-click drilling by mistake. But now we just go in a circle here to gather as much stone and just pile them up on the floor. So this way we can just come back, grab them, bring it back, instead of, drilling slowly, running up, drilling more, and running. I just like to leave a whole bunch on the floor. We're not really leaving too much right now on the floor, which is not ideal, but it is the normal drill, so we get what we get. Okay, I'm gonna pop that, put those in there. We should have enough stack to fill ourselves, multiple stacks to fill ourselves. And I'm a little lost there. Here we go. And we should be filled that way. See, that's why I center it this way, so it's easier to just grab everything and then just pop right back out and fill in your survival kit. I think we're full of stuff right now. Yeah. Alright, so I guess we can start grabbing stuff for a turbine, right? Or not. Looks like we can't at all. Completely packed with stone, so that's not good. So this thing needs to work a little bit faster. And can I remake the seat? Because I think we need to make a seat on either the ship here or we make it on the base. And if we make it on the base, what does it require? Interior plates and construction components. Small one is the same exact thing, so we can just make one here. That's fine. So we're just gonna make one right there. I think the focus would be to create this right now if I can, and I don't have the interior plates to do so. So that's fun. Can you make the interior plate first? Yes, you can. And yeah, we're just gonna put this guy right here for now. We need to sit down. We need to rest. We're getting down to the wire on it. We're gonna have to make some food soon, which is also an issue that we're gonna run into. And I think we can make food with the emergency ration production, which is this here. So we can make this, which uses the small portholes. So we just gotta find a place to put this, which doesn't seem like I have space to do so. So that's always fun. We could probably plug it here. Was it here? Nope, that's not a good spot. We can always plug it right here in the front, just as an emergency thing for now. And this is gonna take interior plates as well. So everything just takes interior plates. So that's wonderful. So we're gonna move it. We're gonna put it right here. Yeah. It's gonna look ugly, but it is what it is for now. Put that there. And we should get all the parts to make this, so that should be fine. We're gonna focus on interior plates and construction components right now. Looks like we're out of stone once again. So once again, tedious part, but what it is. So we're gonna try to weld this guy up first, because we need the rest. So let's see what we got here. Interiors. We're gonna have that there. Okay. So we don't have all the components just yet, but we need 19 more construction components, so that way we can have it functional at least. And it looks like we're still waiting on the stone. So as we're waiting, this is time to cut down some more pieces of the wall to get some stone. Alright, we got enough construction components. We have a storm coming in as well. Not good. And oh, actually this was function already. What am I doing? We're just gonna keep it functional for now. And we're just trying to get some energy as well with the turbine. So we need 24 girders. And interior plates if necessary. So 24 girders, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't need that much. 30 of them. Okay. So let's have a quick seat. We're not going to recharge our power, but at least we get the sleep. Alright, so it's actually doing pretty fast in terms of sleep. And we don't have any more food, but we still had some water, so we should be okay. Our water's going down, so we gotta make that water soon. And we gotta make the emergency rations very soon too. Power we can get from here. Let me get my water. I have some food here, so we're still good. So let me eat that and drink that, or when I can drink that at least. So having a bit of a eating here. Feast. Drink some water. Got okay, decent amount of water. And we got a decent amount of sleep. So now we're in the yellow. So we're no longer in the reds. Alright, perfect. So let's get our turbine up and running. Boom. Now we got power. Perfect. So now we need to make what we need, an assembler or refinery, one of those two. I think I can make either one, right? Yeah. So assemblers usually would be more beneficial. That we can make... No, a refinery is going to be more beneficial at this point. Why? Because we have iron right behind me. So we're going to make the refinery, grab those iron, and make some iron, basically. Alright, so we're going to put it... where should I put this? We'll put this here. So let me get a steel plate. Well, probably shouldn't do this yet. But we'll put it here. Not welded up, but we need to weld up this guy first. Our emergency rations. So we need construction components, computer, and display. And we have our emergency ration. And that's great. Well, the reason why I stuck it here because on this port in front of the cockpit, because it links to everything in the whole entire ship. So we should be good in that front. So the only problem is I can't really get to the portholes. But I think we don't need to because we just want to get into the production actually. So we can make sparkling water if we have ice and iron, and emergency rations with gravel and ice. So we have some ice, but will it pull the ice here? It looks like it's not pulling the ice. So how am I supposed to do that? Let's see. Emergency right here. So we probably have to pull the ice this way. Let's just put 50 ice in here for now. It looks like we can't. So what's going on with the production here? We're missing items. We're missing ice. Why can't I move ice over? Ice is connected, I believe, because we can move the gravel to the cockpit. Can we move this to the cockpit? There we go. I guess that worked. Alright, so we got our rations going. So that's the food. And then we can make the water where necessary. And we gotta make a trip to get the ice. Whoa. That's a crazy storm. I can't see a thing. Alright, so let's get moving on making that assembler. No, refinery. So the refinery, we're gonna have to queue it up here. And get some more stuff. And boom. We have a functional basic refinery. And we're almost there. In terms of getting the very basics off. Now we can drill off of this guy here. And I'm going to do the same kind of tactic, but I'm going to start from the very top. So get drill inside it and then around it from the inside. Alright, as you can see, the iron's right in front of us. Now we can kind of drill around and keep it in this little nesting spot. Hopefully I don't make a bit too big of a hole where it's going to spill out. So this is a good little kind of like collection of stuff or ores. And this is great. We have stone, iron in here. So we can put it in our refinery really quickly. Let that refine. And the next piece is definitely going to be an assembler, so we can assemble more parts. And then after that, we're definitely going to have to get some ice for our emergency rations and things like that. So that's going to probably come a little bit later because we're still good in terms of oxygen, hydrogen, I think. So ice is definitely a necessary for the food portion, water portion, and our hydrogen and things like that. So it's gonna have to wait a bit. All right, so our storage there is full, which is not good. So we definitely need to make some cargo or something very soon. Okay. All right, I don't think it was full. I think something else happened. All right, then we grab the rest, and I think we have enough parts there, or iron, that we can transfer over to the survival kit to make the assembler. So we're gonna make the assembler right in front, right there. So it's gonna go to assembler, basic assembler. Gonna plug this guy. Actually, probably am going to end up putting it elsewhere. Let me get a conveyor first. I think we can make conveyors. Now we have small steel tubes, which you can't make until we have the assembler. What I was hoping to do is not put it like that. Or actually, that's not the right assembler. Let me get this one. I didn't want to do this. Once I kind of put it up here, like that, with the conveyor. For the time being, but kind of no point either. So probably, let's see, yeah, we can't make small steel tubes, but we can make it once we have this assembler. So do we want to do it that way? Probably not. We'll just have to do it the traditional way. Just throw it back here. All right. Right, so the good thing is now we have so much iron, we can just grab the iron, nickel, silicone, and dump it in our survival kit. And we can queue up what we need for the assembler. And that should be good. So, making cargo is going to be a problem because we don't have metal grids to make a cargo. So we're going to have to do the old-fashioned way, or the way that I normally do it when I don't have metal grids, is use a rotor or hinge and connect a small head. You connect a medium cargo container instead for a small grid. That only takes display motors, computers, construction components, and interior plates. That's your resource saving aspect of storing stuff. So hopefully I got everything I need. Producing, probably not, it's too slow at this point. So we only got steel plates produced so far, and we need a lot of computers here. So I think what we're gonna have to do is keep on digging around a bit, instead of just standing around waiting for it to be all done. Alright, we got more things queued up in the refinery, and I think we should be decent with the production. Yeah, we are okay, but not that great still. It's taking forever to do. That's the beginning of this whole process, so it's alright. Alright, we're still missing a ton of computers, so we're gonna have to wait for that. And let me get some rest, I guess, for the time being. Alright, so I'm definitely getting a good amount of rest here by just sitting in the seats, which is great. Food and water, we're still okay, so it's not too bad. And we need to get more stuff for that assembler. So we got the computers. One metal grid is not too bad. Why does the cockpit have iron here? Iron ore, at least. Grab that. Still think we're missing stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. Yeah, we're still missing a display motor and construction components. But we do have a nice one whopping K of iron. Awesome. Put that there. We're producing that. And I think I said we're missing motors too, right? Yeah, I think we are, but we'll just grab these for now. Forward display, 4 motors. Yep. We got our 4 motors, displays, and we have an assembler. What a good start so far. We have everything. We need cargo, is one thing. And we need to start getting ice. So cargo we can probably do now if we wanted to. I believe. Unless progression's gonna hinder us from doing that. So we can make a hinge. Should we make a hinge or a rotor? Can we make it? What's cheaper? It looks like a... Well, let's just queue them up and see. And we're looking at large grid, not small grid, so... So this is going to cost the same amount. So we can use a rotor or hinge system. And I am inclined to use... probably a hinge system. And we need steel plates for that. Alright. Steel plates. I don't know why I just queued up on one, but sure. I'll put the steel plate there. And why don't we just tell this thing to queue up what we need for a hinge system. Because now, since we have a basic assembler, we can make large steel tubes if we need to. Great. Alright, so we're gonna have to transfer everything over now. Yeah, we'll transfer everything over to the assembler until we can get some cargo right here. Alright, there we go. We got our hinge system with a small head here. This way we can plop on a medium cargo container right here initially. So we can get that going if we need to. What do we need for it? Interior plates, crushing components, and things like that. Perfect. There we go. Missing one interior plate to completely fulfill it, but we got cargo. And we can extend this cargo fairly easily by... We can even queue up another one if we need to, so get the materials for that. And once we have it, we just put another one here. We need it. And these aren't going to hold too much. It's going to hold right there, 3,000 liters about. So it's not a lot, but should be more than enough for our current needs. So we could put another one here if we need to. And the beauty of this is that we can also, if we want to start dismantling this thing, we could do that as well. And put that over there. So we're going to definitely do that. So we're going to take our emergency ration right here. And we're going to plug it into these small little ports right here as well. So let me just situate that. I think I'm going to put it on... I don't want to put it on that one right there. I think I got that port right. Nope. Maybe lower. Be that. Hopefully that's right. Yeah, that looked good. Now we need to put like an O2H2 system or get some ice here. And we should be okay in terms of food and everything like that. So we do have some extra food in here, so we're okay. Anything I can pull out? Yeah. We'll leave the ice there, of course. We can grab... Let's just grab some ice. Let's just grab about 100 ice. Not a lot that we can work with right now, but it's enough for now. So we can add food and water if we need to. We don't need it right now at this moment. I think I tossed all my food away and my ammo away. So that's always a problem. With easy inventory, it's not updated with certain items. But it's okay. We'll grab that. We're going to eat some food really quick. Get some power at the same time. And plan out for the next episode. So right now we got our basics done, which is perfect. Cargo, assembler, refinery, power, which is not too much. We're okay in terms of survival, in terms of sleep, food, and water for the time being. So we gotta always upkeep with that. We're not moving around too much, so we're not really spawning any bases through surface occupations, assertive installations, and things like that. But once we start moving around, look for ores, we're likely going to run into that situation. So we're going to stay as tight and close to this crater as possible for the time being, so we don't get destroyed in the very beginning. But we do need to travel for ice, is another problem. Ice is going to be found up there, so we're going to have to go there. Get ice so we can upkeep with our emergency rations. And also for our farms, that we're going to plant stuff as well. So these are farmable stuff right here. And actually, I do need unknown signals to drop so I can get the seeds and stuff like that. Otherwise, I'll be living on living on emergency rations and water in that sense that way, which is probably not going to be fun. I think I'm going to have to do that, or I'm going to have to jump and find some bases that has them. I think it spawns randomly in the bases too. Not too sure, but I think I do need unknown signals so I can start making those other pieces. Well, we'll think about it. We'll see how it goes. So ice is next, so we can upkeep ourselves. We need to get an O2 H2 system going here, or maybe oxygen farm, whatever. We need to get an airtight system fairly soon so we can live in it. We're gonna expand this just a tiny bit, and I think we have a decent way to do that. And I'm thinking of saving steel plates. We're probably gonna use these panels that we got, and we're gonna weld them up as well, so we don't have a naked blueprinted floor, basically, that's gonna get us into trouble if something hits it once or twice, right? Although you hit this once or twice, it's probably be gone too. But this is gonna be not too bad. And of course, we want to build it where it's showing the top. Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna do this for the most part. We're probably gonna expand this a little bit more as well. So then that way we have a bit of a tent situation going on. And I think that's gonna be perfect for the time being. I think we need to produce a lot more. I don't want to produce that. A lot more steel plates. I get 100. I'm gonna weld this up for now. Which we could use this. We could use half blocks, but I think half blocks cost just a tiny bit more than this. But this is gonna be enough for a floor, and we could use this to extend it a little bit more too, which is perfect. We could, if we wanted to, we can swing this guy upwards to make it more compact. So we can do that as well. So I think we are going to go positive, which is perfect. Actually, I had my doubts. I was thinking it's going to be negative. We're going to bring it all the way up to 9 degrees. And we can stop right there. The only problem with doing this is now the port hole is all down top when it was easier to have it down here, but this makes it more compact this way. So we can add more platforms, more things. So next, of course, it's definitely going to be getting ice. Alright, so I hope you guys are enjoying the start of this new series, Can We Survive Mars? The twist. And if you are, please leave a thumbs up. Unfortunately, the thumbs up button seems to be not working anymore, this emote, at the very moment. But please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.